Hello, this is Professor Khan, and this is Energy System Lab 1 and Week 2. This week we'll start to do some hands-on stuff, and I will try to walk you through what are we going to do in this lab. It will be basic electrical wiring and tools. So for the lab, I will require you to have some mechanical gloves, goggles, safety shoes, and please try to come on time so you can utilize the time properly to have a debriefing and also to have some kind of introduction before we start the lab. Okay, move on. So these are the practical objectives. I want you to learn how to cut and strip a proper size wire using a wire stripper and how to do that effortlessly without a lot of effort and to make it convenient. I see a lot of people struggle with cutting and stripping a wire, and so I'll show you how is that done and how to properly connect electrical terminals. And so we'll do a demonstration beginning of the lab, then you will follow through and we will connect electrical switches and safety loads. I have a few videos here in the PowerPoint that is going to be posted online, so please watch these so you can have an idea of how to connect terminals and how to do proper wire cutting and stripping. So this is some introduction to basic tools and wires. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it before, regular screwdrivers. Well, there are some, they're kind of more involved than just Phillips and flathead. There are the hex heads, there are the square races, and there are also torques. So you need to use always the proper tool for that, and we have variety of those interchangeable heads for screwdrivers. If you try to use different kind of Phillips, you always risk stripping the bolt, and also it will make working uncomfortable for you. If you look at this screwdriver here, these are very convenient and probably can get inexpensive ones from Home Depot or from Harbor Freight, and they come with multiple interchangeable heads. Some of them also have magnets, which is very convenient, and you will learn and realize this semester that it's all about the tools and using the proper tool the proper way. So again, pliers, I've mentioned that we have different kind of pliers, and they're all have their own specific uses. So regular pliers, needle nose, cutting pliers, channel locks, and grip pliers, and you will learn how to use and utilize all of these. Please do not try to use your fingers to put wires together or try to pull a piece of metal. Use pliers, because again, this is something you'll be doing on a daily basis, so you have to try to practice to use the proper tool and save your hands and save your energy. These are two types of wire strippers and a crimp tool. So the wire stripper here has, like I will show you when we go to the lab, they have different gauges for stranded and solid. So a stranded wires has a bundle of strands together. It's not solid, and they have, even though they are the same gauge, they have different holes. So please look, if you look closely here when I'm pointing with my pen, it does say on it solid or stranded and give you the gauge. Where would you find the gauge wire? It's usually printed on the side of the wire. So this is how we use this piece of the wire stripper. Over here there's the grip tool, which will grip the wire out. Usually it has a clipping, so it's easier to grip the wire out from its clip or its terminal using these tips. In the back here is what you have, the crimp tool. That is if you want to put if you cut the wire, you strip it and you want to put a new terminal on it, a new connection. Usually come in those metallic sheathing, and you can try to crimp them using the tool. Again, try to use the tool as much as possible. Do not use your fingers, and try to use the proper tool to get the proper results. Another tool that I will show you and we will use in a couple of weeks is the copper processing pipes tool. Again, these tools are very useful, and they are used by hand, so they're hand tools, they're powered, but they might look a little bit complicated, but there's some kind of methodology to use them. So I will introduce you to what they look like, where you find them, in preparation for us doing that next in a couple of weeks. But for this week, I will just show you how they are used and where they can be found in the shop. Multimeters, I will show you where the multimeters are stored, and probably I will have you start to kind of measure voltage and get introduced to the multimeter. So again, this lab is a tool and shop introduction part 2, and also doing some basic wiring to start getting your hand wet into doing some hands-on wiring for HVAC. So this is a video. I'm gonna let you watch that on your own. It basically tells you how to do a wire connection for a receptacle. Please watch the video carefully. It has a lot of information in it. And how do you distinguish between the hot, neutral, and ground, and how they are connected properly, because you will wire a couple of switches in the board this week. Tape, some information about electrical tape that is very useful. You're not supposed to use tape, you're supposed to use wire nuts, but in this video you'll see what the video is actually posted online as well. This video will show you the proper way to use tape and what kind of tape is used in electrical applications. Also, there's an introduction about AFCI and GFCI. We talked about them in the theory and control. So this is really 3 minutes video that will let you or give you an introduction about how they are different and what are their functions and how they are utilized in HVAC or in residential wiring. Household wiring, breakers. Again, I'm not going to play these videos now. I'm going to have you watch them when you play the PowerPoint, so please do. A lot of those videos are around like 3 to 4 minutes long, so please go through them as you go through the PowerPoint. So, tools. What are the common tools that we will use for this lab? As a startup, we will use wires. I think I showed you where the wires are located in the shop. We'll provide you with some wire nuts. I will tell you differences and how they are used, and probably it's one of the videos they talk about wire nuts. Wire strippers, voltmeter, multimeters. We'll start to get familiar. I don't expect you to know how to use them yet. We'll dedicate a whole lab for using multimeters in all possible ways. Tape, screwdrivers, and pliers. So these are the tools that we're going to use. We'll provide you with these tools. Please make sure you use them properly, clean them after you finish, and put them back where they belong. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Please don't be shy to ask me how to use these tools, because I think it's good to build this kind of skill set to help you in your job. This is a picture of where you find most of these tools from the shop. Usually you'll find 2 closets in this side, and they will contain all the tools, and they're all labeled. We have built special toolkit for every student. It has all the tools that you need, so feel free to grab one and use it. But before you put it back, please make sure everything is in the right place and it is clean. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to come to the meetup for this. The hangout for this class. It's on Monday at 11 o'clock. Did send an invite, and please go over the material and familiarize yourself with the way to submit the reports online. I will try to update the discussion board for the lab, and I hope to see you in the lab. And just a reminder, please remember to bring your goggles, your gloves, and long sleeve shirt, and working shoes for the lab. Thank you.